Would you rather be forgotten after death or be misunderstood after death? There's only one answer, and it is for you to give, capturing the amazing stories of phenomenal Nigerian women. This is Halal Talk, where wisdom meets warmth and every conversation is a step towards an enlightening journey.
Peace be upon you. Welcome, cherished viewers, lovely soul, to another enlightening episode of Halal Talk with Nansfit. Remember, as we navigate the seas of halal discussion, let the guiding light of knowledge illuminate our path. This is Halal Talk with Nansfit, where wisdom meets warmth, and every conversation is a step towards an enlightening journey. So today, I have another exciting guest with us. I hope you find this conversation thrilling and informative. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Yeah, tell us your name and what you do.
So my name is MARYAM NURA. I am an entrepreneur. I am a face model, and of course the one that everybody knows me for, I cook online.
Actually, yeah, we found you through cooking,
Exactly.
and that was what interested us most about you. So how long have you been cooking?
I've been cooking for a very long time. I would say up to 15 years, because I've been cooking since I was a teenager.
Wow. So like the cooking aspect, do you do it, is there a monetary aspect to it?
Obviously, there's a monetary aspect to it. Even as much as I love to cook, I have a passion for it, but there's also the fact that I also have to make money because, you're using ingredients and all those things to cook. So it has to come back. So definitely there's a monetary aspect to it.
Okay, there are a lot of northerners, like a lot of women that actually have the skills, the cooking skill, but they lack financial literacy. Now, how do you think they can be guided to using their cooking skill to making money?
So the thing with cooking and making money is you have to understand different things from how much you're going to price your food, from how much you're buying these things from the market. Who are your target audience? I think that is the most important aspect of it, because if you don't know who your target audience are, you will not sell. Imagine you're selling a plate of food for 2,000 naira in an environment where the average man makes 5,000. He's not going to buy your food. That's not your target audience.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to identify your target audience. That would now determine what you're going to buy in the market, because you cannot be selling a plate of food of 300 and you're buying a bag of rice of 50,000. Definitely, you know that there's a problem somewhere.
Yeah.
So you have to identify all of these things before you be able to say, okay, you know what, I want to start selling my market.
Okay. Now, what ways do you think this, women that come from extreme northern environment where they don't have this literacy, they don't have this facility to know that, okay, there's a difference in costing your food and cooking the food, and you can actually use this thing to earn a means of livelihood?
So the thing is, no one taught me, right? Mm-hmm. No one woke up one morning and said, oh, Maryam, let me come and teach you how to cook or how to cost or how to... It's a necessity. It was something that happened in my life that pushed me into, saying that, look, I have to survive. And this is the skills that I have at that particular time, even as much as I had other skills. But obviously, coming from the north, there are certain family, restriction of what you can or cannot do. So I figured that food is that one thing. So I started to explore. I started to experiment. Because if I had said they should check the internet, for guidance and all that, not all of them have access to the internet, obviously. So you have to explore. Or if there are people around you that do, because come on, food is good business. There are people around you that actually do it. So you can probably liaison with the Iya by the roadside that is cooking to find, just study how she's going about all of these things before you go, and then you now start making it and it's not working out for you. So I feel it's just something that you have to put yourself to. You have to be patient, because you're not going to make money the first day. So nobody's going to tell you that if you sell one plate of rice today, you make 5,000. It's not possible. You have to be very, very patient and then study it. Make sure you understand the business you're going into.
That's good. Actually, understand the business you're going into. So many people just think, since people have this mentality of food, everybody eats food. So if I start cooking food, everybody will buy my food. But no, it does not work that way.
No, it doesn't.
At the end.
Because a lot of people sell food, right?
Yeah.
So because I sell food, you sell food, for example, it doesn't mean that you will have customers, I'll have customers. There have to be a problem that I've identified and I'm providing a solution. Because you are selling rice, I'm selling rice, does not mean that we'll both sell. I'll probably be selling jollof rice that tastes different, look different from yours, and you also do the same thing. That's the only way we can make it. But just because it's jollof rice, now everybody's making jollof rice, you might not sell that jollof rice. That's the truth.
You might not sell. Because the fact that the sky is big, not everybody will get to fly at the same way.
True.
Okay, when it comes to financial literacy, I'm still emphasizing on this aspect of financial literacy. Women in the north, the northern women in the north, are they enlightened enough to know that they have to be empowered to be financially dependent?
So, you see this issue of women in the north being financially independent and being able to fend for themselves is actually a topic that I believe should have an episode of its own, because this is 2024 and we're still talking about women being financially independent. The truth is, everybody should be financially independent, but when it comes to the issue of women, there's always a barrier. There's always a case of what are you looking for? You either have a husband that's providing or a father that's providing. So it's a collective responsibility, the husband, the father, because they are the ones that have a say.
Yeah,
Do you get? Like, no matter how much or how high your education level is, there's always a man in your life, maybe your father, uncle, you get brother.
And I think even the Islamic aspect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even Islamically, like, men are put in a position, you get, to say, okay, this is what you're going to do or that is what you're not going to do. So it's a case of, we have to come together with these men because they have the final say, whether we accept it or not. That's the honest truth. Okay? They have the final say to say, okay, yes, I want my wife, or I want my sister, or I want, someone that is a female in my life to work. But the thing here is, a lot of men feel they provide for you, right? They give you everything. And the truth is, they do. I am not against men providing. Like, sometimes
actually, it's their responsibility.
Like, I get tired of 9 to 5. Let's not deceive ourselves. I want a man to provide.
It's their responsibility. It's
exactly. But then there are some men that will tell you, I want a woman that works. And then there are some that will tell you, I don't want a woman that works. So it's about finding that balance and knowing what you want to be able to tell this woman that, okay, fine, if you have your own money, it's very important for you. Because coming to me for every single thing, let's say, for example, you're on your monthly circle. Your husband is not around. You wait for him to send you money to go get sanitary wear. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So these are little things that being financially independent saves you from doing. Okay, maybe some emergency in the house, you're cooking, the gas runs out. Do you wait for the husband? Do you get? These are little things that you do that when you do it, you feel happy. Like,
it actually even builds your self-esteem,
exactly.
even in front of the man.
Exactly.
I don't think there's any man out there that, okay, I have to generalize in this aspect, that does not want his woman to work, that will not be happy if she's able to contribute certain things to the welfare of the home.
Okay, let me shock you, right? So I'm very active on social media.
Yeah.
So one day, one lady posted her work, which she sells this masa on the street. And I was impressed because when I see these type of things, I like to, encourage women to actually do it, because especially in our own kind of field, which is food, you do it from the comfort of your home. So this girl posted that she was selling masa. And then the comment section was nasty. They were like, please go and look for a man that will marry you and stop gallivanting around the street. You get all such things. So that's why I said in the beginning of my sentence, that is 2024. We're still having this conversation. So it's something that the men also need to understand, that just because your woman is working, you see there are a lot of things that have come and make this thing so difficult that even men themselves don't agree these days. But if you find a man that understands that, okay, wait, just because my wife works does not mean that does not mean that she's going to sit on my head, or all those type of narrative that is out there. It's a case of her being independent. It boosts her confidence. It helps the relationship. My grandma would always tell me that, there's one woman growing up, whenever there are things in the house that needs to be bought or done, she does it. And then when the husband comes, there's this praises, he showers on her. Do you understand? Because she has lightened his burden. But in this day and time, everybody has an opinion, so it makes things difficult.
Well, you made mention of something like a woman sitting on top of the man. Do you think somehow when we get empowered to a certain extent, we actually do sit on a man's head?
I think it depends on where you're coming from, right? Because if you come from a home that has a strong Islamic background, like where I'm coming from, I know that no matter how many millions that I do have, my husband is the head and the leader of that family. Do you understand?
Yeah.
In as much as Islamically, my money is my money, his money is our money. There's some things that I know that let me help him with. But then these days, that doesn't happen. When a girl is making money, even the family makes her feel like she's untouchable. Do you get? So that is what leads to all of these situations that we're talking about. But if it's a case of, even though you make so much money, you understand that the man's head is not a place for you to sit. That's the truth. Because even Islamically, the man is not supposed to sit on your head. He's supposed to lead you. So if we understand those type of things, why would you go and be sitting on a man's head because you have money? Do you understand? So it's just misplaced priority that we have in the society today.
Yeah, to be fair and kind, there are a lot of women, many women who actually, when they have some certain stage or they get some certain stage of financial independence, they get to feel like, oh, I'm now the man.
Yes.
And I think in this present society, we're building, in some aspect, we're building female to become masculine.
Yes.
And men to become much more feminine.
Feminine, yeah, that's true. Because, like I said, misplaced priority. That's the honest truth. Because why should I feel a certain way just because I make more money than my husband? But then again, the society have different narratives. You open social media today, you are seeing something like the other day there was an argument of a woman cooking for her husband by 5 or 4.
Do you know, when I saw that, I was like, wait, almost every Muslim home, especially during Ramadan.
Exactly.
Like, this is something that we find so normal. It's normal. It's absolutely normal.
Exactly.
Even the aspect of, I argued this thing with a lot of people that Muslim men didn't really value the aspect of this cookathon whatsoever, because there are so many Muslim men that felt that during Ramadan is a season, a lot of mothers, girls, sisters cook more than 100 hours.
Yes.
And not just the cooking. In Ramadan, we also need to be spiritually, we need to attain some spiritual level and do a lot of worship and all of that. So apart from the standing and cooking, you're also doing spirituality. Some of us are also going to work. So some things that, I don't know, we are finding it, what will I call, which word will I use? We're finding it great and massive in some people are finding it that way.
Muslims have been doing it. Muslims have been doing it.
It's normal.
It's normal. Like, when I came across that particular controversy of a woman cooking at home, I'm like, me that cooking for you is my love language. Let's be realistic. Why should I not cook? Why should I not cook for you? Why is it even a topic of discussion on social media?
Yeah.
But it's because of the time and the era that we found ourselves.
Yeah.
Women are trying so hard. Okay, there's this narrative of women have been oppressed for a long time, which, we'll give it that. Women have been oppressed for a long time. But just because you're trying to find your feet, it doesn't mean you have to destroy everyone along the way. So I think that's what is leading us to all of these issues of women trying to be men or men trying to be women. Like, it's sick.
Actually, it's been a beautiful conversation with you, from food to literacy and empowerment and all of that. And seriously, I love the energy. So now let's go to the other aspect. We're going to talk about 10. We have 10 disordered questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first one is going to be, since you're a food person, let's go with street food.
Okay, no problem.
Would you rather go with bole or puff puff?
I will not go with puff puff because I can make puff puff easily. Or bole. I prefer to buy bole, so I'll go with bole.
You go with bole.
Yes.
Okay. Would you rather then milk or honey?
I don't like milk. I've never liked milk. I don't know, I think I have an allergy. I don't know if it's an allergy, but I don't like milk. I don't really like honey, but I'll go with honey in this case.
You go with honey?
Yes.
Why would you go with honey?
Because,
say it from an aspect of you being someone who cooks. Like, what's the benefits of honey, going with honey?
Okay, so honey has a lot of health benefits. Like, it's medicinal, right? For a lot of people that don't know, there's this cough mixture that my grandma used to make for us when we were kids. It works better than the ones you buy on the shelf. So it's amazing. You can use it as syrup for your meal. It has a lot of benefits that I really can't even start to mention here because it will take a long time, but it has a lot of health benefits.
Okay. The next one, would you rather, this is different, not food. Would you rather experience the unwavering love of a lifelong friend or unconditional love of a close-knit family? Love that does not waver, long-time friend, or a very unconditional love of someone close from your family?
What kind of love is it like? Is it like a marriage kind of love?
Just think about it.
Or because, okay. I like family a lot. So I don't know. I think I'll go with family.
You go with family?
Yes.
Okay. You go with family, okay. So having cherished traditions and stability in your life, or a life full of adventure and excitement?
I love tradition, culture, all those things, so I'll go with cherished traditions.
You go with cherished traditions.
Yes.
You've actually mentioned your grandmother.
Yes.
You've mentioned actually all this local stuff you've learned from
I am
us.
very cultural. I love it so much.
It's obvious you're cultural. Okay. Which is more significant to you? The legacy you leave behind with your family or the love story you build with a partner?
The legacy I leave behind with my family.
That's more important. Why would you choose that?
Because if you're talking about love story, like what love story would I create that has not been created? So I would rather leave a legacy.
Actually, that's a wise answer.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wise answer.
Thank you.
That's a wise one. So the next one we have, would you go with traditional, ancient wisdom
Okay.
or modern science and technology?
I'll go with traditional ancient wisdom because if you look at it, whatever science is discovering now has been discovered before. They're just, exploring more on it. So traditional one is my way.
Anyway, local food or modern culinary food?
Local food. Like, what culinary will give me to Oshikapa? Local food, please.
Local food. Okay. The next one, fufu or amala?
Fufu. Like, there's no even debate here. Fufu.
Jollof rice or couscous?
Ooh, this is hard. Okay. I have to pick one.
Yeah.
Jollof rice.
Jollof rice.
Yes, but I love couscous. I don't know. Can I pick the two?
Do you know, I find jollof rice actually weird.
Really?
I don't know the madness about jollof rice because, you see, I just feel jollof rice is just rice and stew that was mixed together.
But the taste is the difference.
The only time I find jollof rice sweet and nice is when it has to do with naming ceremony.
Wow.
There's a smell of that naming
Party
ceremony.
jollof rice.
Yeah, not really party. Some party are not nice.
Okay.
But you see that naming rice when a child is being born, it's like there's something with the birth of the child that coincides with the.
Really?
Yes.
I've never really tried it. Maybe because
I
I
just
left it out.
okay.
So
Or maybe I
I'll
have
try.
this mentality towards when someone gives birth like this.
Do you love children? Maybe that will be the case because you love children, so you're so excited about the whole rights for it.
No, but jollof rice as a whole, I just feel it's overrated.
I don't mind jollof rice, neither do I mind couscous. Like they are both a favorite for me, but because I have to pick one.
You choose
Jollof.
jollof rice, okay? Would you rather spend a night, a different one, in an abandoned haunted house, or be in an eerie forest with shadows lurking around?
Oh. Whoa. Abandoned haunted house.
Yes.
Or in
The
the
forest with shadows.
That's a lot. So I'm thinking I would go with the haunted house. Because either which way, they're both dangerous for me. But I'll go with the haunted house because forest might have animals. And I really have a thing for animals. I really have, a phobia for it. So I'll go with the haunted house.
Okay. That's the end for this part, but let's go to the next part. The next part has to do with letters and it has to do with your name.
Okay.
So the first thing is, what capital in Nigeria begins with letter M?
My degree.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What animal begins with letter M?
Monkey.
Yes, correct. What object begins with letter M?
Math.
Correct. What item is used across the world begins with letter M? Item, yeah, for exchange.
Money.
Okay. Where is the place we all go to get items for food?
Market. Right?
Yes, correct. What subject begins with letter M?
Math.
Correct. What's the last one? That's the last one.
So I won.
And you got all correct.
Yes.
Fine. That's good. So the final aspect of this segment is we're going to ask you 3 questions. So the first one, what is the best advice you've ever gotten?
The best advice I've ever gotten came from my grandma, where she said to me that, just because you come from a rich background does not mean you would end up with someone rich. So however you live your life, make sure you're living your life where you can survive any situation. And that has really helped me a lot.
That's a good one. I can also take it as my advice. So the next one, what's the worst advice you've ever gotten?
The worst advice I've ever got was, okay, so I was at a shop. My sister is probably going to eye me for this. And I was about to buy stuff that I don't want to buy. And I was looking at her and she goes, buy it. That's the worst advice ever because I bought it and I regretted it instantly.
Oh, okay. Money spent the wrong way.
Yes.
Okay. The next one, what's the most impactful moment that changed your life?
Impactful moment that changed my life.
Yeah.
Ooh. So it's so weird because it's a tragedy, but it has changed my life, my view, my perspective of everything. So I was raised by my grandma. She's someone that I look up to my whole life for any and everything. She was like a pillar for us. Whatever you're going through, you would literally just go, Hajia, and she comes and solves your problem. So at some point, she was like, you people should stop calling my name. Call unto Allah. Do you get?
Wow.
Because she was like, if I die, how do I answer that you guys are always, calling my name in such thing? So when she died, it changed my whole life. I'm not going to lie, even as I'm sitting here, it has changed everything, like everything about my life. Right?
I used to say this. I said grief might be painful and sorrowful, but I think there's a reason why we all on this planet must experience grief.
True.
Because there's no how you experience that loss that it does not change your life.
Yes.
Except something is wrong with you mentally. It changes you. Like it does something to you. And the difference between when people say, oh, I've lost someone. No, you lose someone close to you.
Yes.
Then you will know what it means. The moment you lose someone that is close to you, you
feel
know the
like
difference between...
You change
Yeah.
completely. Like, so I lost my dad at a very young age when I was little. I don't even know my dad. But I did not feel like my dad, I don't know if he changed as much as it did the moment my grandma was pronounced dead. It was a case of, what? You get that kind of like, wow.
And you don't believe it. You never
like,
believe
it's something that you're thinking, okay.
No, this person is
they're going to
so
come back with something else, which 40 days,
Yeah.
after 7 days, you get. And
once you
like,
still imagine, no, this
it
person...
changed my view of everything, religion, how I deal with people, a lot of things, because she's one person that is full of wisdom that everybody loves so much, and she's always reminding you of, your religion, your faith. Oh no, she would remind you of your faith for everything. You wake up, she would wake you up at night to pray, and you're like, what kind of prayer I want to do? She's telling you to do your salat tasbih, and you're like, but I'm just 7. And she's like, yes, if you start now, you would be able to, So to lose that kind of a person, it shocked me. I'm not going to lie. It changed my perspective of everything. But alhamdulillah, for the time I got to stand with her.
That's all we should be grateful.
Yeah.
It was really wonderful having this conversation with you. Seriously, it's impactful in so many ways. Your knowledge about food and the aspect. I just pray that you're able to also bring in women, a lot of other women especially.
Oh, definitely.
To help them in the aspect.
Because I do work with an NGO that deals with women empowerment, and that's basically what we focus on. And making sure that especially the northern women are included in a lot of things. But then, growing up in the north, there are a lot of things that you find as weird. Being on TV before you find it as weird. There's a way they perceive girls on TV. So having to have a business is perceived as weird before. But alhamdulillah, now we're able to, come out and show that you don't have to go astray as everybody claims for you to be able to achieve, a lot of things that you want to do. You go to places and you see young girls who are like, oh, aunt, I want to be like you. I say, you just have to focus. You just have to focus and have faith. God will do it for you. But it's an amazing journey, I must say, that, now you have a lot of other women that you look up to that you say, okay, this one is actually from the north, So it's no longer weird for you to say, okay, I'm walking to the office and I'm the only Muslim there, or I'm the only northerner there. No, it's no longer weird. Or you are online and you're thinking, okay,
am I doing something evil?
Exactly. So it's beautiful to see that a lot of women are coming out and we are doing our best on our own part to see how we can also help, lend our voices, and, encourage more women.
I'm really grateful for this episode.
Thank
for
you
the time
very
with
much.
you. Thank you, and I pray that your business and the empowerment, I pray, grows greater and better and more impactful to so many women.
Amen. Thank you very much. It was an honor being here, and I enjoyed myself. Thank you very much for having me.
Alright, we've come to the end of today's episode of Halal Talk with Nansfit. I hope you find something impactful and empowering about this episode. Until next time, remain blessed. I am Nansfit Muhammad.
Al Ansar TV, TV for Humanity.